Good morning. I'm back. I'm at home and finally finished all the birthdays. All the birthdays. We had my son-in-law's birthday. We had my husband's birthday. We had my son's birthday. And my grandson's birthday is at the very end of the month. But we always celebrate it early. So he's just turning 2, so he doesn't understand that we're not celebrating it on his birthday yet. But we got all the birthday celebrations done. So, yay! And then my other son was at the end of September, so we really have had birthdays back to back to back to back to back. Anyway, so I finally got back to you. And today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's not about crafting. It's something that is very, very heavy on my heart, and I want to talk to you all about it. Because I'm off-gridder, and so that means that I don't have any connection to the city. Like, I have no gas in my home. Yes, I go get propane, and we use propane, but I don't have like a gas company that is automatically hooked up into my home. I don't have water hooked up automatically into my home. I haul my water. We're working on getting a well so that will be automatic, but at the moment we don't have our well yet. So then we don't have electricity. Yes, we have solar, and that provides our power, but it's not hooked up through the city or anything. We aren't hooked up through the city or anything. The only way I have internet is because when we first moved out here, I had 4 teenagers, and the one condition for us moving out here was that they would have internet. So we got satellite internet. And then we were out here for about 3 years, and one of the gentlemen ran line of sight solar internet into the valley, but there is no phone service in this valley. I have 360 mountains around me, and so cellular service will not work out here. You can't get it. So that all to be said, that winterizing our home is totally different than winterizing when you live in the city or you live in a town or something. But I have lived both places. And everybody says, well, you live in the desert. Why do you need to worry about winter? Well, this is the thing, is I live in high desert 1. And I have extreme temperatures. In the summertime, it can get as high as 115 to 120. In the wintertime, it can get 28 below. Easily. So, yeah, we go both extremes. That's why a lot of people who come out here, they come out here for the day, and it's a beautiful day. It's 60 degrees out. And so it's a little bit chilly, but they come out to play in the snow, or they come out to go hunting or something, and something happens, and then they have to spend overnight out here unprepared, and sometimes accidents happen, and they freeze to death because they think the desert doesn't get cold. And so I really, really want to talk to you, because even in the city, there can be power outages. I lived in Dayton, Ohio for a while. We went 3 weeks without power in the winter. So get a notebook, get a pencil. I'm going to give you some tips for emergency power outage, ways to stay warm when you don't think you have a way of staying warm. It is extremely important that you know these things. First of all, most of you live in the city, so we're going to start with the city. You live in a town, you live with city hookup and everything, and you think you're pretty safe. If everything is electrical in your house and you have a power outage, that means all of your heat, all of your stoves, your cooking stoves, all that is electrical. You don't have heat when power goes out. And if you have gas, like natural gas or whatever, you're still not going to have heat because the natural gas takes an electrical charge or whatever to keep it lit. It'll stay lit, but you can't relight it without electrical current. So a lot of times people think, well, I have natural gas, I'm safe. No, you're not, because it won't work during power outages. And winters can be very cold. Now, we lived in Dayton, Ohio. I think the lowest it ever got was 5 degrees below. But you know what? That year that it got 5 below in Dayton, Ohio, Tucson, Arizona, the hottest place on earth, according to me, their fountains were icing over. And if you live in a really warm place like Tucson or Florida, out there where it stays warm all the time, you're not prepared. You don't have winter clothing. You don't have things to prepare yourself for that. So, first things first. You're cold. There's no way of getting heat. First things first, layer on everything. I don't care if it's really, really light fabric. That's all I wear is light fabrics. I wear super, super light fabric. This is just a little cotton shirt. But I wear a t-shirt underneath it if it's cold. I'll wear a long sleeve t-shirt over the top of it. I layer because I get hot real easy. And I don't own a winter coat because winter coats are too hot for me. They get so hot. So I layer. Even with my bedding. These little throws that I use, they're just little, they're thin, fuzzy little throws. I don't know if you can see those. My thumb's in the way. Oh, sorry about that. They're thin little throws, but I have like 6 of them. And I just layer them on top of each other, and then I put a heavy, really heavy quilt that we made over the top of that, and it locks everything in. So what you do is you put your lightest ones on first, and then the heavier stuff on the outside. The thicker, heavier stuff that you have goes on top, because that locks all of the heat, all your body heat to your body. That's number 1. Cover your head with a hat. If you're cold, cover up with a blanket. Get it around your head, ears, and neck. Like this. Yeah, I look silly. But this is going to warm you up. And if it's super, super cold outside, you want to go like this. You want to cover your nose and mouth. Because you can get frostbite on your nose. So you want to cover it. Like that, if you're really, really cold. Or go all the way under the blanket. I'm not going to do that. Second, move every single person into a room of your house that you can cover the windows and the doors. When we were in Ohio and we lost heat, we moved all the mattresses to the front living room because it only had 1 window and 2 doors. Had the door out and the door into the house and 1 window out front. Moved all 6 of us, all of our mattresses, all our blankets, everything to that 1 room. We took 1 of the mattresses, propped it up right in front of the door that led to the rest of the house. You won't, don't worry about it. Bring your food, bring whatever, because you're not going to be able to cook. So bring your food. Whatever you need to do. Luckily for us, there was like a little bathroom right. It was a little half bath that we got to use for our guests. So if anybody needed to use the restroom, they could go right there. It was like a little coat closet made into a bathroom. So you want to be able to get to your bathroom. So if the mattress is too thick, then put a blanket up. Just tack a blanket up or whatever. We put a blanket up over the front window. We put the thickest blanket we could find over the front window. We took one and we put it across the top of the door, leading out, so that you had to take the blanket and move the blanket aside to open the door, but it stopped any cold air. Now, there were 6 of us in this one room, and it was pretty small. It was a pretty small room, probably 10 by 12, whatever. And then we laid all of our mattresses in a patchwork pattern on the floor between the couches. That's keeping the cold from seeping up through the floor. You've blocked all of the air gaps that are in this room. You have 6 people in there breathing and working and moving and everything. So you have 6 people's body heat to help keep this room warm. That way you have a warm space. It's not going to be hot. You'll be lucky to have it warmer. But you have all your clothes on. You have all your blankets. Bundle up in your blankets. Wrap your blankets around you if you're cold. Bundle all your clothes on. Put your socks on. Make sure if you have gloves, you have gloves on. Bundle up and then block all the cold that you can block in every direction. Now, if you have a candle, and I'm assuming that you're going to be using candles because your batteries are going to run out if the power outage lasts too long or if it's too cold, because batteries die in the cold. Take your candle, put it on something that's safe. Glass plate, something that is totally safe, totally stable, away from the children and everything. If you have if you're a gardener and you have a terracotta pot, and you know how they have the hole in the bottom of the terracotta pot, you're going to take and block it so that it's just a little bit. Turn it upside down, then stack it on, what did we use? I can't even remember. I think we used toy blocks, and we just put 4 toy blocks, turned it upside down over the top of the candle. Now the heat's going to go up that little hole like a chimney, and it's going to work like a little mini heater. It will really heat up. If you've done everything else, that's going to really heat up your room. Guys, it's winter. I don't care where you live in this country, winterize your car. Make sure that if you break down, you have an extra jacket, an extra sweater, a blanket, you have your emergency kit in your car all the time. Your fluids, your oil, your brake fluid, your transmission fluid, your jumper cables. You have all your emergency kit, your little first aid kit, your flares, all of that. You have those in your car already. But in the wintertime, add a couple protein bars in a Ziploc bag. Add a couple things of water under your seat. It's winter, So you don't have to worry about the heat messing with the plastic of the water bottles. We have little, the metal water bottle things that we carry our water in. And we have like at least one metal water bottle underneath the seat per person. And I think they're 44 ounces each. That's not a lot of water. But it is something that if you break down in the summertime or the wintertime, you have some water. We have a little, it's not quite a shoebox, but it's pretty close to a shoebox. It's tucked up underneath the passenger side seat that has protein bars, nuts, dried fruits that haven't been opened, all of these things, all the different snacky foods and stuff, it's up under there. It's not a lot, but it's at least something. You want to have a fire starter up underneath there, a lighter, if you know how to use flint and steel, put that up there. I'm not a prepper. I'm not a survivalist, but yet I am a survivalist. I'm not a prepper, but yes, I am a prepper. Because I prepare for everything. I have to. And guys, I want you to be safe too. And winter is coming, and we're supposed, I don't know, everybody says, well, it's going to be the hardest winter that we've had. Today is, this morning is chilly, but it's not cold. Last night wasn't really cold. I slept with my window open, as always. It wasn't really cold last night. It's not real cold this morning. It's a little bit chilly, but it's not cold. But we got our first snowfall at the end of September. We don't get snow until November, December out here. So, yeah, the mountains have snow on them already, and it's like, it's not even the end of October. So, be prepared, please, 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 for your sake, for my sake, because I worry about each and every one of you. Be prepared for winter. Please comment below, what things are you doing to be prepared for this winter? If you like this video, subscribe. Push that little thumbs up thingy if you like it. I know it's a little bit different of a video, but it really laid on my heart yesterday and today that be prepared for winter. So please share your ways of dealing with the cold and dealing with winter down below. And let's help each other out. Let's help each other be prepared. Because I remember in Dayton when the power went out for 3 weeks, the first thing I did was I rounded up everybody I knew that was diabetic. And I took all their medication and everything and put it aside. And I made sure that they had meals because I can cook on a campfire. And I had, in my backyard, I had like a fire pit. And so I would go out there and I would cook for all the diabetics in our neighborhood because, you know, people who have special medical needs, they're going to need extra stuff when power outage. And so be prepared for that too. If it's summertime, you've got to keep that medication cold. If it's wintertime, it's not as hard to keep it cold, but you don't want it frozen. So you've got to keep it from freezing. You've got to make sure they eat right, you know, that kind of stuff, because the elderly and the special medical needs really need our help during these times. Anyway, this is almost 20 minutes long of me rambling at you, so I'm going to let you go. I love each and every one of you. Please be safe this winter. I'm going to get back out there. I've got some more winterizing I got to get done. I will have probably one more video this week. Depends. All my craft stuff is over at my friend's house because I'm supposed to be watching her dogs for her. And so, No, I have one craft video this week, and then I will be over there and see you from there. God bless. Love you. See you later.